Hi, Stampers. How you guys doing? Rachel here from Rachthestamper.wordpress.com. And I thought we could make a card together. I had an idea today after watching Tammy and Linda do their pERisCOpe with the Wherever You Go stamp set. So, I have a card coming out. I'll give you a sneak peek of coming out tomorrow. Isn't that pretty? So the video will come out tomorrow. So I made this card. And where's my other one? Come on. This one. I made this card too. And I'm having a little bit of trouble with this bridge, because when I stamp it, I don't usually put these stickers onto my stamps. So I kind of have a hard time eyeballing where I want it, or where the sky or the sun should go from there. So I thought maybe if we did it embossed with some Versamark, and I think I have black embossing powder. Yep. I thought that would be really cool. Cool way to do it. So let me turn off my ceiling fan, because I just embossed something and I got silver embossing powder all over the place because I neglected to turn off my fan. Smart, I know. Okay, so let's see here. So what we'll do first is, let me get my act together here. Doesn't fit on that one. We'll go with this one. And I'm still going to do the sunshine. Let's see. Sun won't fit on there. I think I have to use the same one over again. And we'll do this one again, some white cardstock. So, oh, whoopsie. So what we're going to do is, let me trim this up really quickly first. Sorry, didn't really have a plan when I decided to do this pERisCOpe. Let me get some of my stuff out of the way here. Alright, so we're going to trim this up. So we'll do 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to ink up our bridge in Versamark. So make sure it's really nice and inked up. Let me make sure you guys are in the field of view, because I keep going off the screen here, which is pretty rude. So let me make sure that's nice and inked up. Let me scoot up a little bit. And what we'll do is, this time I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to make sure that I stamp it a little bit lower. Just put my pad under here. Okay, so we'll go, I'm still going to go, let me see, I'm still going to go with right about here. Okay, so I got that all inked up with Versamark. And now I'm going to pour some black embossing powder on. Okay. Oh, I forgot my Embossing Buddy. I always forget that till afterwards. Oh well, we'll see. That looks pretty good. All right, let me just run my heat gun. So, sorry, there's no quiet button on pERisCOpe. Talk amongst yourselves. So I thought by doing this, we could get the nice glossy image. And that way I could still do a sunset or a sunrise on the card, and it really wouldn't interfere so much with where I placed my bridge. Alright. Okay, so I had thoughts there as I was doing that. I probably should have cleaned up my powder first. That would have made a big mess. Alright, so now what we're going to do, get this out of the way, is I'm going to just use my same piece of paper. Let me move this powder before I create a disaster. And with my image, I'm going to use some Post-its, and we're going to kind of mask off where we think, this is a little bit slightly crooked, but that's okay, where we think we want the horizon to be. So we'll go with that. And I'm going to show you, what did I do with them? So this card I made yesterday that I don't really want to show you too much about now, I used the brand new Brayers, and they really worked super duper well. Way better than I expected them to work. I don't know if anyone has used them yet, but we're going to go with crushed curry. Oops, that's going to be for our sun, sorry. And how about if we use Marina Mist? Okay, one thing I do find that is if you do not have very, very inked up stamps, these sponge brayers don't work quite as well. So you definitely want to make sure that your stamp pads are nice and inked up. So go ahead and just add a little bit to that. So I'm going to just go over this. It does say on the website that you want to make sure that if you're using the newer stamp pads that you don't press terribly hard, because apparently it can tear the pad. But this is a felt one that I'm using, so we'll just go over this. So it does give a totally different coverage than the old style brayer does. It is a little bit more see-through. But I have to say, I really didn't think I'd like it, but I do like it a lot. Okay, so that'll be that one. Now I'm not going to use that one again. I'm just going to set that on the side. Now yesterday when I made this card, this other card that I'll be posting tomorrow, I actually used the same one on 2 different colors, and it still turned out pretty well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just mask over the blue so we don't, I'm going to leave just a hair of an overlap just so the colors meet up, because a couple times I've done this before and I have a white line in between, which is kind of odd. Not terrible, but just unusual. So what I'm going to use is now the brayer. This is the brayer that is with the new ink pad. So this is the foam pad. So I'm going to try to go a little bit easier. And this again is crushed curry. Okay, so I'm just going to go over it. And you see it covers really, really smoothly, really evenly, this new stamp. It is, or this new brayer, I should say. It is a little bit smaller, but I think it still covers quite nicely. I really was impressed with it. All right, and now I'm going to get out the, what did I use? Pumpkin pie. And I'm going to put my sunrise / sunset, whatever it is you want to call it, onto my stamp. And I'm going to ink this up in pumpkin pie. And then the other thing I did was I took my Real Red marker, and today I'm going to use Cajun Craze instead, and I just added a little bit into the center of the sun, just like that. And then I took just a piece of my sponge and I kind of just dabbed it out so it wouldn't be like a big dot. Kind of just spread it out a little bit, and then I'm going to huff and puff and blow your house down. Sorry, my son likes the 3 little pigs. Oh Lord, delirious stamper. That's what my handle should be. DeLiriousStampingMother.com. Look how pretty that is. I love this bridge. I really, really love this bridge. It's so cool. All right, so let's see. What we're going to do is I'm going to take, I think I'm going to do this with a little bit of soft suede. And I'm going to just put like a little bit of a rock mound for this bridge to rest on, so it doesn't look like it's just floating into infinity. Now I've done this before with the sponge daubers, and it kind of gives too much of a circle edge. So I'm going to go, I squeezed my my ink pad together so it creates this pool of ink. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use the tip of my sponge, and I'm just going to go in here just slightly. Let's see what that looks like. It's a little too dark. Okay, just slightly. And sorry if my head's in the way. Just kind of give it a little bit of something there so it looks like it's sitting on something. Doesn't really even have to be necessarily that dark once you get back farther, but that way it doesn't just look like this bridge is a floating bridge, which would be interesting considering it's a suspension bridge. And then I'm just going to bring a little bit down here as well, just to have a little bit of continuity, like a little bit of shoreline. Okay, so I really, really, really love these new brayers. They look really cool. So what I think I'll probably do with this one is I am going to trim the edge off just a little bit so it's just not the bridge that doesn't really go anywhere. So let me trim this off and then we'll just make our card a hair different. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty good. And the other thing, this is also something new for me. I don't know if you guys have this Stampin Trimmer or not, but I got this recently. It replaced my old trimmer, and I really thought I was going to have a difficult time with it, just being new and different, but now I'm kicking myself that I waited this long to get it. And I know some people probably think that, you know, everybody says that because why wouldn't you want something from Stampin' Up? But it really is a great trimmer. So I think we're going to put this on a piece of Marina Mist. So let me get this one more time. Where are we? 5.5. And then see, the great part about this is, and you just flip it. You go to your 4 1/4, move your cutting blade over, you score it. And I have never had flatter cards in my entire stamping career. Truly. I mean, you barely have to use your bone folder for these. It's really awesome. So what we'll do is I'm going to just pop this up on dimensionals. And this could be really any kind of a card, a Father's Day card, a thinking of you card, going, moving away, retirement. Really could work for anything. Put this up here. But the other thing that I really, really like that comes in this stamp set, if I can find what the heck I did with it, is the words are sending thoughts your way, which is really nice, but wherever you go, go with all your heart. That's a really pretty one. So I'm going to stamp that, and then I'm going to punch it with, I think, a circle punch we'll go with. So let me just grab a scrap here. Please pause. Let's see, it's going to fit one now. All right, let me go with a big piece here. Okay, so I'm going to put this on, and we will do this in, I'm going to stick with the black. So just Archival Black. And go over here. Enough room for me to punch it out. Okay, and let me just grab a punch. Let's see, 1 3/8, will that work? Oh, that fits beautifully. All right, so the 1 3/8. I'm sorry, I should have checked first to make sure that this has not been retired, but I'm pretty sure the 1 3/8 is still on there as a punch. All right, and what I'm going to do, just to give this a little bit of continuity, is I'm going to take my Marina Mist and I'm going to just sponge the edge of it just to tie in the paper and whatnot. And I'll put this on a dimensional as well. Okay. There you go. So a really simple card and a solving to the dilemma that I had of this bridge that was floating to nowhere. So like I said, this, and always you can add a bird in because, you know, there's not seagulls. This one, when I did originally, definitely looks more cloud-like, and you could certainly add clouds. I mean, that would look really beautiful in this as well. You could even add another layer of paper if you liked. There's a lot of things you could do with it. I'm thinking of doing this bridge actually sometime, I think, in the Cajun Craze, because I think it would look a lot more like the Golden Gate Bridge, which I love very much, but this reminds me a lot of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and I do still like just this washed out bridge-like thing here. And I'm pretty sure, just trying to think with the orientation of this, I did put that stamp away, you probably could do this as a crosswise card. Yeah, it would fit on there perfectly. So maybe next time we'll do one that way instead of doing a picture or a landscape. We'll do a portrait. Maybe see if that fits a little bit better. So thanks for taking time to watch, guys. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. I'm not sure if my, make sure my pERisCOpe is on chat. Yep, looks like it's on there. If you guys have any questions, you can feel free to shoot me an email, rachthestamper@gmail.com. If you want to get any of these supplies and more, you can go to my online store, rachthestamper.stampinup.net. If you haven't, you can follow me on YouTube under Rachthestamper. I'm going to be posting a video tomorrow on that little card that I gave you the sneak peek of that I seem to have. Oh, here it is, this card. It's so pretty. Oh, I love this one. Wink of Stella. Oh, great, 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 great card. So thanks for taking time to watch. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day. Oops. And there we go.